Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to another Red Dead Redemption 2 video. Previously I showed you how to increase the brightness in the game by going into settings and clicking on brightness calibration in the graphics options. And for some of you, I think you might be having problems where you've tried to put the slider for the brightness calibration to the max, but it's still not showing you the Rockstar logo, and this is very annoying because it really makes the game unplayable. And some monitors, I do know that they can be a bit on the dark side, so hopefully with this method you should be able to make the game slightly brighter and make it more playable. So if we go into our settings, click on graphics, scroll down, click on brightness calibration over here. As you can see, the brightness is not high enough and the Rockstar logo in the middle here, it should be visible but it's not. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is make sure that our graphics API is set to Vulkan. Now, you might have a default setting here that says DirectX 12, and this might say locked. So what you need to do is make sure that that is basically set to unlocked, and you need to change this to Vulkan, apply changes. It will ask you to restart the game if it was in DirectX 12 previously, so just click on yes. And then when you load back into the game, just make sure that it says Vulkan here, because the additional software we're going to install is based on this. I'm going to install it on Vulkan. You can do it for DirectX 12, but I've found that it's more stable with the Vulkan for some reason. Okay, so we're going to start by downloading all the required software that we need to enable our extra brightness settings in the game. So let's just minimize this Rockstar launcher. Let's open up a new internet browser, and what you need to do is search for ReShade, and it's normally the first link here. So as you can see, the link is reshade.me. Just click on that, click on download over here, and then as of today's date, this is version 4.9.1. Obviously in the future there will be a higher version, so let's just download this. Okay, so it has finished downloading, and as you can see, I've placed this file on my desktop, and it's called ReShade Setup. Okay, so before you actually run this, what you need to do is find out where your Red Dead Redemption 2 executable file is stored in. And the easiest way to do that is, if you've got any shortcuts on your desktop, just right click on it for Red Dead Redemption 2, click on Properties, and just see where the RDR2.exe file is stored in. As you can see, my one is stored in D/games, Rockstar Games, Red Dead 2, Red Dead Redemption 2, and then there, it's in that folder. So just keep that in mind. It is important to know where that file is stored, basically. If you are on the Steam version, you have to right click on the game on the list and go to Browse Local Files, and just copy the directory basically, or write it down so then you can navigate to it later on. Okay, so the next thing we need to do now is to double click on ReShade Setup, and as you can see, we've got the setup here. And if you click on this bit here which says enable disable ReShade in Vulkan globally, affects all Vulkan games, it will ask you for a administrator type message, so just click on yes. Now you will see this screen, so just tick this box over here. It will say, are you sure you want to continue? Just click on yes. Okay, so now we can proceed with the installation. And don't bother looking for the game in this, is too much of a list here. You might not even see it. So what we need to do is click on browse. And because I've already navigated to this folder, it's found my RDR2.exe file there. But as you can see, this is the directory which I showed you earlier by right clicking on the shortcut to the game on the desktop. So what you need to do is click on RDR2.exe, click on open, and on this bit here it says which rendering API do you want to use. So make sure that you select Vulkan, because that is the one that we set the game to as well. If you did select it to DirectX 12, then you can select DirectX 12 on there, but I do recommend using Vulkan. Okay, on this section here, it says select effect packages to install. So click this button here at the bottom left here, and then click it again, and make sure all of these are ticked. because we want to be able to use some of the options there, and then click on OK. It will download some of these files and install them, so just wait for that to finish. Alright, so once it's finished installing everything and downloading, you will see this message here which says ReShade setup was successful, and you'll have this option here which says edit ReShade settings, so just click on that. And what you need to do is make sure that you've got show FPS and skip tutorial ticked, and then click OK. And that's it. And you can close this down afterwards. Now we are ready to run the game. One thing I need to make you aware is that the overlay hotkey for ReShade is the home button. And unfortunately, for any Rockstar game like Red Dead Redemption 2, if you press the home button, it's going to open up the social club overlay. So what's going to happen is that the social club overlay is going to overlap the ReShade overlay, which you need to use to actually set the brightness. So we need to be really quick here. As soon as the game launches, you need to change the hotkey for ReShade, and I'll show you what I mean by that. Alright, so once you're in the game, you will notice that it does say 60 FPS on the top there, or it will give you an FPS counter. Basically, that means that ReShade has been installed and it's doing what it's meant to do. Now, the hotkey for ReShade, unfortunately, is the same as the Rockstar Social Club hotkey as well. So if I go ahead and press the home button on my keyboard, it's going to open both of them. Let me just show you. There. So as you can see, I can actually do some editing in the ReShade overlay here on the left, but it's not worth it because you need to be able to see these settings on top here. And if I press the home button again, it's going to get rid of all of that stuff. So that is quite annoying. So I'm going to show you an easy way of fixing that. And what we're going to do is we're going to change the overlay hotkey for ReShade, and we're going to change it into the insert button instead. So instead of the home button, we're going to change it for the insert button. And to do that, we need to quit out of the game. Just wait for that to quit. And then we need to go back into the game. And this time, just keep your finger on the home button. As soon as you see the Rockstar animation come up with the Rockstar logo, press home, because that will be your window to actually go into the settings for ReShade and change the hotkey. So let me just show you what I mean by that. Let's wait for this to load up. Alright, so as you can see, it's loading now. So if you press the home button there, click on settings, and just highlight where it says home, and press insert. And that's it. So just press escape. And as you can see, we did it just before the Rockstar Social Club logged in. So now if I press the home button, it's going to display the social club, and if I press the insert key, it's going to display the ReShade, and that's what we want to do. Alright, so now that we are in the ReShade settings, if you want to click on the search bar here and just start typing in brightness, and you'll see this one come up which says contrast, brightness, saturation. So just make sure that this is ticked. I'm just going to reset this to default. And what you want to do is you want to scroll down to where it says contrast and just move that slider all the way to the left. So it's going to be a negative figure, and look for where it says brightness and then move that all the way to the right. There we go. And that's it. That's all you need to do. Just press escape, and now we can log into the actual story mode and have a look how the brightness has been changed. Alright, so as you guys can see, the colours of my character's clothing is visible. You can see brown, you can see grey, white, black, all those colours there. And it just looks generally more brighter than before. And if we go to the options and have a look at our brightness calibration, you can see that the Rockstar logo is still black, so everything is on the lower side. I have actually gone and adjusted the brightness to the lower setting. As you can see, I'm pressing A here to make it really dark, to try and emulate what you guys would be seeing on the lower, brighter monitors that you might be using. Alright, so let's press the insert key again, And let's just reset this again to the defaults. So as you can see, this is what the game would look like if we didn't use the ReShade function. It's quite dark, as you can see. It's not really enjoyable in the dark scenarios. So let's go back into ReShade and just change these settings again. There we go. And everything just looks much more nicer. And it makes the game more playable now, and you can enjoy it and not have to worry about the monitor not being able to output brighter graphics, basically. Hope you guys have found this video useful. Please do leave us a comment below, let me know how you got on with this method. If you found this video useful, do give us a like. Please do subscribe to this channel to help it grow and help support it. And I'll see you guys next time.